Some stories aren't written in books. They're buried in the sand. This is one of them.
Over 2.5 millennia ago, an army marched into the desert. 50,000 men, and not one returned.
Cambyses, son of Cyrus the Great, wanted to conquer the world, starting with Egypt. He could already see it burning in his eyes. With an army of iron and ambition, he marched across desert and river toward the pyramids and the throne of the pharaohs. History would remember the moment ambition.
To punish the Oracle priests of Amun, he sent an army into the western desert. A mission born from anger, not strategy.
Cambyses slams his staff on the stone floor.
But none knew the desert they were about to enter. A sea of death stretching farther than the eye.
They marched with confidence. Songs on their lips. Dust at their heels.
The route was hellish. From Thebes, west through the oasis of Baharia, then Karga, and on to the Great Sand Sea. 150 miles of dunes taller than mountains. No army had ever crossed it and returned to tell the tale. We were about to find out why.
In the spring of 524 BC, the army set out. 50,000 men, thousands of horses and pack animals, wagons groaning under waterskins and grain. For the first 7 days, they pushed forward. They reached the oasis of El Karga, the last known stop.
Wind began to scour the plain, and far out over the sea the horizon turned the color of iron. According to the Greek historian Herodotus, our only eyewitness, though he wrote a century later, this is what happened next.
As they were breakfasting, a wind arose from the south, strong and deadly. It brought with it vast columns of whirling sand. The storm struck like the wrath of a god. Men could not see the soldier beside them. The sky vanished.
Wind howled for hours, perhaps days. Dunes shifted like living creatures. Entire hills of sand collapsed, burying men alive. Horses screamed and bolted. Wagons overturned.
50,000 men erased. Not one escaped to tell the tale. Thus they wholly disappeared.
His word reached Cambyses in Memphis. He is said to have laughed at first, then fallen silent. His grand empire had just lost an entire army, devoured by the desert itself.
For 2,500 years, the story was dismissed as legend, a tall tale told by Herodotus, the father of history, and sometimes the father of lies. But then, the desert began to give up its secrets.
Beneath the dunes of the Libyan desert, a story whispered by Herodotus for over 2 millennia lay waiting. In 2009, twin brothers Angelo and Alfredo Castiglioni followed the ancient account to this remote sea of sand. What they uncovered were hundreds of skeletons.
But not everyone buys the Sandstorm tale. In 2014, Dutch Egyptologist Olaf Kaper floated a darker idea. The army wasn't heading for Siwa at all. Its true mission? March to the Dakhla oasis and crush a rebellion led by an Egyptian prince, Petubastis III. But not everyone buys the Sandstorm tale. In 2014, Dutch Egyptologist Olaf Kaper floated a darker idea. The army wasn't heading for Siwa at all. Its true mission? March to the Dakhla oasis and crush a rebellion led by an Egyptian prince, Petubastis III.
Out here, every horizon is a question. A rolling wall of sand, lit from within like the eye of a god. And, just a canyon away, a quiet ridge crowded with knives and ambition. Which comes for you first? The wrath of the desert or the treachery of men?
The truth may lie buried forever beneath shifting sands. But one thing is certain, the western desert of Egypt does not forgive the arrogant. It has swallowed pharaohs, legions, and empires whole. Out here, humility is survival, and the stars keep the secret.
50,000 men.
marched into legend. And the desert kept its secret.
Was it a sandstorm or something more sinister? Tell me in the comments. If you want more ancient mysteries, the Sea Peoples, the fall of Bronze Age civilizations, the curse of Tutankhamun, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Next week, the forgotten queen who defied Alexander the Great.